The rain-slicked streets of Seattle gleamed under the relentless downpour. But it was the storm inside Alex that drowned out the world. At 19, he stood frozen in the doorway of his cramped college dorm, heart pounding like a war drum as Jamie's laughter echoed from the hallway light. Effortless, aimed at someone else. In that split second, Alex knew the boy he'd loved in secret for 2 years was slipping away. Not because of distance, but because Alex had never found the courage to bridge it. And as the door swung shut behind him, sealing the echo of that laugh, Alex whispered to the empty room, "What if I never say it?" Alex had grown up in the shadow of the Cascade Mountains, in a small town called Evergreen where the evergreens themselves seemed to whisper secrets the townsfolk pretended not to hear. Born to a schoolteacher mother and a logger father both as sturdy and unyielding as the pines they lived among, Alex learned early to blend in, to smile at the right jokes, to chase footballs he didn't care about scoring with. He was the quiet kid with the easy grin, the one who fixed bikes for the neighborhood boys and dreamed in colors they couldn't see. By high school, those dreams had names. Jamie's freckled nose crinkling when he laughed, the way his dark curls caught the sunlight during summer bonfires. Jamie, with his infectious energy and unfiltered kindness, had been Alex's anchor since they met at 13, bonding over comic books and stolen sips of root beer in the woods. But Evergreen wasn't kind to boys like Alex. The church pews droned on about sin and salvation, and the locker room taunts sharpened like switchblades. Alex buried it all deep, telling himself it was just a phase, a detour on the road to normal. He dated Sarah from biology class for 6 months in junior year, awkward hand-holding at the drive-in, kisses that tasted like obligation. She was sweet, deserved better, and when they parted as friends, Alex felt the relief like a breath held too long. Jamie, oblivious, clapped him on the back and said, "You'll find the one. Man. Someone who gets you." If only Jamie knew how close he already was. College in Seattle changed everything and nothing. The University of Washington sprawled like a promise, with its brick pathways lined by students who wore their truths like badges, rainbow pins on backpacks, posters for pride rallies fluttering in the wind. Alex arrived with a duffel bag of flannel shirts and a knot in his stomach, rooming with a lanky economics major named Tyler who blasted indie rock and asked too many questions. "You got a girlfriend back home?" Tyler probed on move-in day, tossing a hacky sack across the room. Alex deflected with a laugh. "Nah. Flying solo." It was half true, but the other half clawed at him nightly, replaying Jamie's voice on late-night calls. "Miss you, bro. Town's boring without your dumb jokes." That first semester blurred into a haze of lectures on American lit ironic. Alex thought, studying Whitman's Odes to Comradeship while his own heart echoed them in silence. He joined a hiking club, not for the trails, but for the camaraderie, the illusion of belonging. There, he met Ryan, 21, broad-shouldered from years on his family's Oregon farm. Ryan had eyes like storm clouds and a laugh that rumbled low, drawing people in without effort. He was studying environmental science, passionate about saving the salmon runs that dotted the Pacific Northwest. And he saw Alex, the real one, from the start. On their first group trek up Rattlesnake Ledge, as the city lights twinkled below like fallen stars, Ryan lingered while the others descended. "You carry the world up there, don't you?" he said, nodding at Alex's tense shoulders. Alex shrugged, but Ryan's gaze held no judgment, only understanding. "Whatever it is, you don't have to alone." Ryan became the steady current in Alex's turbulent sea. They grabbed coffee after classes, debated climate policies over greasy diner fries, shared playlists heavy on Bon Iver and Fleet Foxes. Ryan talked openly about his own path, coming out at 17 to a family that hugged him tighter for it, marching in Portland's Pride Parade with a sign that read, "Love Wins." Period. Alex envied that ease. The way Ryan wore his queerness like a well-fitted coat. But envy twisted into something warmer when Ryan's hand brushed his during a movie night, lingering just long enough to spark. "You're safe with me," Ryan murmured once, as they sprawled on the dorm floor sketching trail maps. Alex believed him, but the words stuck like burrs. Safe, but not yet brave. Winter quarter brought Jamie to Seattle for winter break, crashing on Alex's couch with his duffel of hoodies and that same boyish grin. He'd driven up from Evergreen on a whim, saying he needed a change of scenery after a rough breakup with his high school sweetheart, Emily. "She said I was too scattered," Jamie confessed over pizza, his eyes distant. "Like, who isn't?" Alex nodded, throat tight, forcing laughs at Jamie's stories of small-town drama. They roamed Pike Place Market, tossing fish with the vendors, the salt air mingling with the ache in Alex's chest. Jamie was here, close enough to touch, and every brush of shoulders felt like fate's cruel tease. One night, snow dusting the streets like powdered sugar, they ended up at a dive bar near campus, the kind with neon signs flickering open and pool tables scarred from 1,000 regrets. Jamie downed his second beer, cheeks flushed, and leaned in close. "You ever feel like you're waiting for something, Alex? Like life's holding its breath?" His voice was soft, vulnerable, the kind that cracked open worlds. Alex's pulse thundered. This was a moment to spill everything. To say, "It's you, Jamie. It's always been you." But the words lodged, heavy as lead. Instead, he clinked bottles. "All the time, man. But hey, we're young. Plenty of breath left." As Jamie laughed, pulling back to wave at the bartender, Alex's gaze caught Ryan across the room. He'd shown up uninvited, insistent on checking in. He said later and now stood by the jukebox, selecting something slow and soulful. Ryan's eyes met Alex's, a silent question hanging between them. When Jamie excused himself to the restroom, Ryan crossed the sticky floor, sliding onto the stool beside Alex. "You okay?" he asked, voice low. Alex nodded, but the lie tasted bitter. Ryan's hand found his under the bar, an anchor in the storm. "He's not seeing you," Ryan said gently, not accusing, just fact. "But I do." The bar's dim light blurred the edges of that night, but the clarity came later, in the quiet hours when Jamie crashed on the couch, snoring softly, and Ryan walked Alex home through the falling snow. They paused under a street lamp, flakes catching in Ryan's hair like tiny constellations. "Tell him," Ryan urged, his breath clouding the air. "Or let him go. But don't keep drowning in the what-ifs." Alex looked up, Ryan's face illuminated, strong and kind and everything he hadn't dared want. In that moment, with Jamie's laughter still echoing in his ears, Alex leaned in not for a kiss, but for truth. "I think I'm ready to try." Spring bloomed tentative in Seattle, cherry blossoms unfurling like hesitant confessions. Alex threw himself into classes, burying the bar night's weight under essays on Thoreau's solitude. Jamie headed back to Evergreen after break, promising weekend visits that never materialized. Work at the local garage kept him tethered, he said, but his texts grew sporadic, laced with mentions of a new girl from the diner. Each ping twisted the knife. But Ryan was there, steady as the sound's tides. They hiked more, not with the group now, just the two of them up to Discovery Park, where the forest met the sea in a symphony of greens and grays. Ryan shared stories of his little sister, how she'd painted rainbows on his coming-out cake. Alex opened up about his parents' quiet disapproval of city influences, the letters from home laced with worry. One afternoon, sprawled on a driftwood log with the waves crashing below, Ryan turned to him. "What are you afraid of, Alex?" "Really?" The question hung, raw and unadorned. Alex picked at a splinter, the ocean's roar filling the silence. Losing him. Losing me. Everything. Ryan nodded. No pity. Just presence. Love isn't a zero-sum game. You can hold space for what was without it owning you. He reached for Alex's hand then. Deliberate. And Alex let him. Their fingers laced. Simple as that. And for the first time, the world didn't end. It expanded. But expansion brought friction. Tyler, ever the nosy roommate, cornered Alex one morning over cold cereal. Dude, Ryan's into you. Like, obviously. You gonna do something about it? Alex flushed, spoon clattering. It's not that simple. Tyler rolled his eyes. Life's short. Man, don't let fear write your story. The words echoed Ryan's. But they stung coming from a straight ally who couldn't grasp the chasm. That night, Alex dreamed of Jamie, his first love. The boy who'd taught him joy before heartbreak, standing on that pier, waving goodbye as the fog swallowed him whole. Summer vacation loomed, pulling Alex back to Evergreen like a riptide. He dreaded it, the familiar streets, the unspoken questions in his mother's eyes, the garage where Jamie still tinkered under hoods, grease-streaked and grinning. Ryan drove him to the Greyhound station, the bus idling like a reluctant beast. Call me, Ryan said, pulling him into a hug that lingered, warm and real. And remember, you're not running away. You're going home to decide who you are there. Alex nodded against his shoulder, inhaling the scent of pine, soap, and possibility. As the bus pulled away, Seattle shrinking in the rearview, he texted Jamie, back in town tomorrow. Beers. The reply buzzed instant. Hell yeah? Missed you. Evergreen hadn't changed, same cracked sidewalks, same diner stools where locals nursed coffees and gossip. Alex's parents enveloped him in hugs and home-cooked pot roast, their pride palpable but probing. Seeing anyone special? His dad asked over dinner, for pausing mid-bite. Alex's stomach nodded. Just friends. Dad. Keeping busy. The lie sat heavy, but the truth felt heavier still. That weekend, he met Jamie at the old swimming hole, the river murmuring secrets as they skipped stones. Jamie looked older, lines of worry etching his forehead, but his laugh was the same bright. Disarming. Seattle's made you soft, he teased, splashing water. All that rain washing away your edge. They talked for hours, feet dangling in the current, the sun dipping low. Jamie opened up about Emily's ghost, the aimlessness gnawing at him. I keep thinking about what could have been. You know, with her, with everything. His voice cracked, and Alex's heart fractured anew. This was his chance, the river as witness, the woods as confessor. Jamie, he started, voice barely above the water's rush. There's something I've... A truck horn blared from the road above, shattering the moment. Jamie's buddy, Mark, hollered down. Yo, Jay. Party at the mill tonight. Jamie grinned. Standing. Coming. Alex hesitated, then nodded. The party was a bonfire, blur beers passed hand to hand, country tunes twanging from a battered speaker, bodies swaying in the firelight. Jamie danced with a girl named Lena, his hands on her waist, and Alex watched from the shadows, Ryan's words a distant echo. When Jamie stumbled over, slinging an arm around his shoulders, breath warm with whiskey, he slurred, "You're my best friend. Alex. Always will be." The words were a bomb and a blade, and Alex forced a smile. Yeah, always. The summer stretched, each day a tightrope. Alex helped at the garage, wrench in hand beside Jamie, their rhythm familiar but forever altered. He volunteered at the local library, shelving books on hidden histories, queer icons tucked between the spines. Whispering permission. Late nights. He called Ryan. The miles between them bridged by voices only. I almost told him. Alex confessed one midnight, staring at the ceiling fan's lazy spin. Ryan's sigh was soft. Almost isn't the end. It's the bridge. Those calls became lifelines. Ryan's quiet strength pulling Alex toward shore. By August's end, the air hummed with change. Jamie announced he was enlisting Marines, stationing in California come fall. Need structure. Man. Something real. His eyes shone with resolve. But Alex saw the fear beneath. At the going-away barbecue, under strings of chilly lights, Jamie pulled him aside. Promise you'll visit. San Diego's got beaches better than this mud hole. Alex swallowed hard. Promise. As Jamie hugged him goodbye fierce. Brotherly Alex felt the fracture deepen. But in that embrace, clarity flickered. Jamie was his first love. The spark that lit the fire. But not the hearth to warm a lifetime. Back in Seattle, fall leaves carpeted the paths like fallen confessions. Ryan waited at the station, coffee steaming in paper cups. They walked in silence at first, the city's pulse syncing with Alex's. I did it, Alex said finally, stopping under a canopy of maples. Told him. Not everything, but enough. Ryan's brow arched. How'd it go? Alex exhaled, the weight lifting like mist. He hugged me. Said he loved me too as a brother. It hurt. But it's free. Ryan pulled him close then. Not a savior, but equal. Their lips met soft, tentative. The kiss tasting of rain and release. In that moment, Alex understood love wasn't possession, but presence, the holding tight, even as the world smiled elsewhere. The kiss lingered in Alex's memory like the aftertaste of saltwater taffy sweet. Sticky. Impossible to shake. Ryan's apartment became their sanctuary that fall. A third-floor walk-up overlooking the ship canal where barges glided like patient giants. It was cluttered with trail maps pinned to walls, succulents thriving on windowsills, and the faint scent of cedar from Ryan's cologne. They cooked together pasta with pesto from the farmer's market, laughter bubbling as sauce splattered the stove. Ryan moved with an ease Alex envied, chopping garlic while recounting farm tales, his hands sure and scarred from honest labor. You make this place feel like home, Ryan said one evening, as they curled on the couch watching documentaries on ocean currents. Alex traced the veins on Ryan's forearm, marveling at the map of a life unafraid. You make me feel like I belong in it. But belonging came with its shadows. Classes ramped up. Midterms a gauntlet of all-nighters and caffeine veins. Alex's lit professor, a wiry woman named Dr. Hale with silver-streaked hair and a voice like gravel, assigned a paper on identity in modern memoirs. Write what haunts you, she challenged, eyes scanning the room like a lighthouse beam. Alex stared at his laptop screen, cursor blinking accusation. Haunting, Jamie's last text before boot camp, kicking ass here. Miss our talks. Stay weird. Bro. It arrived with a photo of him in fatigues, grinning against a desert backdrop, and Alex's thumb hovered over reply, words dissolving into ether. He wrote instead about Walt Whitman, the good gray poet who loved men in code. His verses a veil for truths too bold for print. Ryan noticed the drift. During a study break hike to Green Lake, leaves crunching underfoot, he broached it gently. Jamie's call still coming. Alex had shared the ritual weekly check-ins. Jamie's voice crackling over spotty lines. Stories of drills and doubts. Yeah, Alex admitted, skipping a pebble across the water. It's like he's moving forward, and I'm still unpacking the suitcase. Ryan stopped, turning him by the shoulders. That's not failure, Alex. That's growth. You're allowed to carry pieces without them cutting you. His words landed soft, but they stirred the sediment guilt for the love unrequited. Fear that Ryan was settling for fragments. Thanksgiving pulled Alex homeward again. The Amtrak ride a ribbon of evergreens unwinding. Evergreen welcomed him with crisp air and his mother's apple pie, steam rising like prayers. His parents had aged in subtle ways. Dad's limp from an old logging injury more pronounced. Mom's laugh lines deeper from late-night grading. They asked about school, about friends. And when Alex mentioned Ryan, a guy from hiking club, really solid, the table hushed a beat too long. Solid's good, Dad said finally, carving turkey with deliberate strokes. Just be careful out there, son. World's not always kind. Mom squeezed his hand under the table, her eyes saying what words couldn't. We see you. We love you. Still. Jamie called that night, his voice tinny from Camp Pendleton. Heard you're back. Wish I could swing by. Alex paced the childhood bedroom. Posters of superheroes, faded sentinels. How's the sand treating you? Laughter crackled. Sucks. But the guys are all right. One's from Seattle says the rain's worse than this dust. Pauses stretched, heavy with unsaid. Miss you. Alex. Like. For real. The admission hung, and Alex gripped the phone. Miss you too. But I'm figuring stuff out. With someone. Silence. Then Jamie's exhale. Ryan. Right. The farm boy. He sounds right for you. No jealousy. Just acceptance, a gift Alex hadn't known he craved. Yeah. He whispered. He is. Returning to Seattle felt like resurfacing. The city's fog a bomb on raw edges. Ryan surprised him at the station with hot cider and a wool scarf knitted by his sister for your poet's neck. He teased. They spent the holiday weekend volunteering at a food bank. Hands flour-dusted from pie assembly. Stories swapped with strangers over soup pots. An older man, Earl, with a rainbow tattoo peeking from his sleeve, shared his tale, coming out in the 70s. Losing family but finding chosen kin. Took years to forgive myself for hiding. Earl said, eyes misty, but regrets heavier than secrets. Alex nodded, the words etching deep. That night, tangled in Ryan's sheets, he traced the tattoo's echo on Ryan's skin. I don't want to hide anymore, he murmured. Ryan kissed his temple. You don't have to. Not with me. Winter quarter brought snow rare for Seattle flurries dusting the quad like confetti from a half-hearted party. Alex's paper earned an A from DR. Hail. Her note scrawled, vulnerable and vivid. You found your voice. Emboldened, he joined the campus LGBTQ+ alliance. Nerves jangling at the first meeting in a basement lounge strung with fairy lights. Stories circled like campfires, a trans woman navigating bathrooms. A bi-senior reconciling faith and desire. When it was Alex's turn, he spoke haltingly off Evergreen's weight. Jamie's light. Ryan's harbor. Applause rippled, warm as embrace. And a girl with blue hair hugged him after. Welcome home, she said. For the first time, Alex believed it. But home's edges frayed. A letter arrived from his parents' mom's handwriting looping elegant. We're proud, but worried. Talk to us. Dad had found the alliance flyer in Alex's bag. Questions brewing, unspoken. Ryan encouraged the call. Truth builds bridges, not walls. Dialing from the apartment. Heart hammering. Alex braced. We love you, Mom said first, tears thickening her voice. No matter who you love. Dad grunted assent. Just be happy, kid. That's all. Relief flooded. Salty as tears Alex didn't shed. He told them about Ryan then. The hikes and the heart halting at first. then free. He's good for me. Alex finished. Silence bloomed into questions. Tentative but tender. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. Spring unfurled with promise. Tulips nodding in the Volunteer Park Conservatory where Ryan proposed they move in together, his lease ending. Their lives entwining natural as vines. No pressure, he said over picnic sandwiches. But his eyes pleaded. Alex hesitated. Jamie's voice a ghost, stay weird. But weird had become wonderful. Yes, he said, kissing Ryan amid the glass house's humid bloom. Packing merged their worlds, Alex's dog-eared poetry into Ryan's field guides. Flannel mingling with wool. Yet joy's undercurrent swirled doubt. Jamie's visits to Seattle grew leave from base. Crashing on their couch with tales of deployments looming. One June evening. Post-mission haze in his eyes. He joined them for dinner. The apartment hummed awkward, Ryan's easy banter clashing Jamie's guarded charm. As plates cleared, Jamie pulled Alex onto the fire escape. City lights winking below. You look happy, he said, lighting a rare cigarette. Ryan's good. Treats you right. Alex nodded. Throat tight. He does. And you? Lena. Jamie shrugged. Smoke curling. On again. Off again. But seeing you. It clicks. I was blind. Wasn't I? The admission landed like rain on parched earth, too late for romance. But ripe for healing. We both were. Alex replied. They hugged then. Brothers forged in fire's aftermath. Summer brought heat waves unusual for the Northwest. The canal shimmering mirage-like. Alex interned at a local publisher, proofreading queer anthologies that mirrored his soul. Ryan led youth hikes for at-risk kids. His passion a beacon. Evenings. They biked to Alki Beach. Waves lapping as they dreamed graduation. Grad school for Alex. Conservation work for Ryan. A life. Ryan said one sunset. Sand between toes. Ours. Alex believed it. The horizon endless. But endless curved. News came in July. Jamie's unit deploying to the Middle East. 6 months minimum. The call shattered casual Alex on speaker. Ryan's hand in his. Gonna miss you fools. Jamie joked. But his voice trembled. Write me. Bad poetry and all. Tears pricked. Every day? As the line died. Ryan held him tight. No words needed. In that embrace, Alex saw the title of their story, not loss. But layers the first love smile, a chapter closed. This one's gripped the volume unfolding. Autumn's palette painted Seattle in golds and crimsons. But for Alex, the colors bled into urgency. Jamie's deployment loomed like a thunderhead. Letters arriving in burst-stamped envelopes thick with newsprint clippings of desert sunsets and unit pranks. Sand in everything. But the stars. Unreal. Makes you think about what's waiting back home. Alex replied with vignettes, Ryan's latest trailblazing. A reading at Elliott Bay Book Company where his poem on unspoken loves drew quiet applause. Ryan proofread them, adding doodles of cacti with speech bubbles. Miss your sarcasm. It was their ritual. Stitching distance with ink. Living together deepened roots. Mornings synced, Ryan brewing coffee strong as his resolve. Alex journaling by the window. Steam curling like thoughts. They navigated the mundane. Whose turn for dishes? Syncing playlists for commutes. But intimacy unveiled cracks. Ryan's temper flared rare. Triggered by a stalled job application, they want degrees I don't have. He'd snap. Pacing. Alex learned to hold space. Not fix. You're enough. Always. In turn, Ryan coaxed Alex from withdrawal spells. When evergreens echoes resurfaced. Talk to me. He'd urge, pulling him to the canal's edge. I'm not going anywhere. Thanksgiving that year was Thyrsa's small table laden with turkey from the co-op. Cranberry relish, tarred his memory. Ryan's family video called from Oregon, mom's warm waves. Sister's rainbow sweater, a splash of cheer. Bring Alex next time, she insisted. He's family now. The words warmed. But Alex's phone buzzed mid-toast. Jamie. From a forward base. Happy birthday. Eating MRS tastes like regret. Laughter masked worry. Save some for us. Ryan's burning the rolls as we speak. Jamie's paws stretched. You too. Solid. Alex glanced at Ryan. Flour-dusted and grinning. Solid as they come. Winter gripped with unyielding chill. Holiday lights a defiant glow. Alex's parents visited, awkward at first. Mom fussing over the drafty windows. Dad eyeing Ryan's calloused hands with a praising nod. Dinner bridged, stories of logging mishaps swapped for farm yarns. Laughter easing into questions. What do you see in our boy? Mom asked Ryan point blank. Over pie? Ryan met her gaze steady. Everything. His heart. Mostly fierce and kind. Dad clapped his shoulder later. Take care of him. It was blessing. Rough-hewn but real. Jamie's letters, darkened by January nights, are long. Wonder if I'll make it back changed. Alex's replies turned confessional. I'm writing more. About us. The almosts. Helps. Ryan supported. But tension simmered. One blizzard night. Snow blanketing the city silent. They argued first, real one. Alex, buried in revisions, snapped at Ryan's nudge to eat. I can't just switch off. Ryan's eyes flashed. And I can't watch you vanish into worry. Words escalated accusations of distraction. Neglect until Alex stormed out. Boots crunching fresh powder. He wandered to the locks. Salmon ladders humming futile. Tears freezing on cheeks. Hours later, Ryan found him. Coat dusted white. I'm sorry, Ryan said, enveloping him. Love you too much to lose you to fear. Alex clung back. Me too. Let's fight fair. Spring thawed more than ice. Alex's thesis advisor praised his collection intimate. Unflinching. Publishable. Pride swelled. Mingled with Jamie's update. R&R soon. Stateside. See you. The prospect thrilled and terrified reunion uncharted. Ryan. Sensing. Planned a weekend getaway. Cabin in the Olympics. No signal. Just them. Rain pattered the tin roof as they hiked mossy trails. Emerging at a waterfall's roar. There. By the mist-shrouded pool. Ryan knelt, not proposal, but promise. I want forever with you. Alex. The messy, beautiful kind. Tears mixed with spray. Yes. God. Yes. Jamie's return in May was a whirlwind. He flew into Seattle-Tacoma. Leaner. Eyes shadowed but alight. Alex and Ryan met him curbside. Hugs fierce amid exhaust fumes. Over beers at a waterfront pub. Jamie unloaded. Sandstorms and close calls. A buddy lost to IED. Changes you, he said. Voice rough. Makes the small stuff sacred. He eyed Ryan with genuine warmth. You too. It's right. I see it now. Later. Alone on the deck. Alex and Jamie talked dawn to dusk. I loved you first, Alex admitted. Voice steady. But it was the kind that taught me to love better. Jamie nodded. Tears unshed. Wish I'd seen sooner. But I'm glad you're whole. Summer hummed with transitions. Graduation caps sailed like blackbirds over the quad. Alex's name called amid cheers, Ryan's loudest. Bouquet of wildflowers thrust into his grip. Job offers trickled, editorial assistant at a progressive press. Focusing on marginalized voices. Ryan landed a role with a watershed nonprofit. Boots back in the dirt he loved. They moved to a garden apartment in Capitol Hill. Rainbow flags fluttering from neighbors' balconies, a queer enclave pulsing with life. But Joy's peak tested resolve. News broke. Jamie's extension. Another tour. The call came during a block party. Bass thumping. Body swaying. Alex stepped away. World tilting. Why? He demanded. Heart fracturing. For the team. For something bigger. Ryan found him later. Slumped on stoop steps. He'll come back. Ryan soothed. But doubt shadowed his eyes. That night. Tangled desperate. Alex whispered fears. What if I lose him too? Ryan held tighter. You won't lose us. We're the story now. Fall deepened bonds. Alex's first byline hit Shelviza essay on first loves as cartographers. Mapping paths to self. Readers wrote, "You named my silence." Ryan's work took him to streams. But evenings anchored them dinners with alliance friends. Game nights laced with inside jokes. Holidays blended families. Evergreen for Christmas. Oregon for New Year's. Toasts to futures woven. Winter brought the storm. Jamie's convoy hit ambush. Shrapnel. Medevac. The call shattered midnight. Stable. But stateside for recovery. Alex flew south. Ryan insisting on coming. Hospital air sterile. Jamie pale in beeps and tubes. Hey. Poet. He rasped. Grin weak. Wrote about this yet. Tears fell free. Working on it. The comeback chapter. Ryan stood sentinel. Fetching coffees. His presence a quiet fortress. In recovery's blur rehab in San Diego. Slow mending Alex and Ryan rotated visits. Their love the steady pulse. Spring 2027 bloomed resilient. Jamie walked unaided by April. Scars badges of survival. Time to civilian. He declared. Eyeing culinary school. Back in Seattle. Alex and Ryan planned their own milestone, commitment ceremony. Small and heartfelt. Under the cherry trees. Vows exchanged amid petals. I choose you. Every dawn. Jamie stood best man. Toast poignant. To first loves that light the way and the ones that carry you home. The ceremony's petals had barely settled when life accelerated. A river swift with bends unseen. Alex's book deal landed summers into memoir in verse. Echoes of almost. Blending Jamie's ghost with Ryan's grace. Edits consumed nights. Red pen bleeding pages. But Ryan's notes grounded. Your truth shines. Launches dotted fall. Readings in cozy bookshops. Audiences leaning in. Hungry for resonance. One in Portland. Rain-lashed windows. A young man approached after. Your words. They made me brave. Alex hugged him. Echo of his own awakening. Ryan's conservation work expanded leading community restores. Hands in soil with kids wide-eyed at spawning salmon. Teaching them stewardship. He'd say, dirt under nails. But grants waned. Stress etching lines. Alex noticed, late calls with funders. Size over spreadsheets. We're a team. Alex reminded. Massaging knotted shoulders. Lean on me. Ryan did. Vulnerability a bridge deeper. Jamie's reinvention bloomed in San Diego culinary classes yielding fusion dishes. His pop-up tacos drawing lines. Visits North bridged, him crashing their couch. Kitchen alchemy filling the air with cumin and lime. You too domesticated. He'd rib. But eyes soft with approval. One night. Over his mole. He confessed. Therapy's digging up stuff. The what-ifs with you. Alex. Not romantic. But. I shortchanged our friendship hiding my own mess. Alex squeezed his hand. We're here now? That's the win. Winter 2027 wrapped in warmth despite chill. Alex's book climbed indie lists. Fan mail a cascade. Letters from evergreen teens. One his old neighbor's kid came out last week. Thanks to you. Pride swelled. Mingled guilt. Had he been that beacon once? Ryan surprised with a trip cabin in the San Juans. Ferry slicing fog. They kayak dawn waters. Seals surfacing curious. Evenings by fire. Ryan read passages aloud. Voice gravel tender. "This is us," he said, tracing Alex's palm. The holding tight. But tides turn. Spring 2028 brought Ryan's offer. Lead ecologist for a coastal project in Monterey. Relocation 6 months out. "It's a dream," he said over breakfast. Eyes alight. Alex's fork paused. Heart stutter. "And us." Ryan reached across. "Come with. Or visit. But this. It's growth." Debate stretched weeks. Alex's career rooted in Seattle's lit scene. Uprooting a gamble. Nights tangled in pros and cons. Love the constant. "I can't lose you to Miles," Alex admitted. Tears hot. Ryan held him. "Then let's choose together." Decision crystallized in May. Compromise. Alex negotiates remote edits. Ryan defers start. Summer sabbatical, road trip south. Highway 101's curve-hugging cliffs and kelp forests. Stops, dotted memories. Big Sur's mists evoking first kisses. Santa Barbara's beaches for bonfires and bare truths. In a Carmel cottage. Rain drumming. They recommitted, wherever the current takes. We swim tandem. Fall settled them in Monterey Salt Air apartment. Windows framing waves. Alex's writing thrived in quiet. Chapters flowing on marine metaphors for love's depths. Ryan dove into work. Passion reignited. But long hours bred distance. Dinners grew solo. Texts substituting touch. "Miss your laugh tonight." Alex joined a writer's circle. Voices eclectic, a Latina poet on borders. A vet penning war's aftermath. Inspiration sparked. But loneliness nipped. Jamie's call came Halloween. Engaged. Lena finally said yes. Wedding spring. Joy surged. Laced ache milestone. Alex once scripted in dreams. Details. He demanded. Ryan chiming in cheers. Planning ensued. Flight to San Diego. Suit fittings amid taco runs. The wedding was sun-soaked beachside vows. Jamie beaming in linen. Lena radiant. Alex's toast wove humor and heart. "To the brother who taught me love's many faces and the courage to wear mine." Tears flowed. Hugs eternal. Back in Monterey. Winter storms lashed. Mirroring inner gales. Ryan's project hit, snag funding cut. Team morale fraying. He withdrew. Bottles of local Pinot emptying faster. "It's failing," he confessed one gale force night. Waves crashing accord. Alex knelt before him. "Not us. Not you." Intervention gentle. Therapy sessions. Hikes reclaiming rhythm. Ryan emerged rawer. Stronger. "Thanks for seeing me through the squall." Spring 2029 bloomed. Hybrid. Alex's sequel contract. Ryan's promotion to program director. They hosted a solstice gathering. Jamie and Lena. Circle friends. Fire pit crackling. Stories swirled. Deployments survived. Identities claimed. As embers died. Ryan pulled Alex aside. "Marry me. For real this time." Papers. Rings. The works. Stars wheeled above. "Yes." Alex breathed. 8,000 times. Summer wedding planning wove whimsy. Venue in Seattle's Discovery Park. Vows amid meadows. Invites flew parents. Allies. Jamie as officiant. Fitting. He grinned. Closing the circle. Ceremony day dawned misty. Clearing to blue. Alex in indigo suit. Ryan in earth tones. Hands clasped under oak. Vows poured. Alex's on journeys shared. Ryan's on anchors eternal. Rings exchanged. Kiss ceiling crowds cheer a wave. Honeymoon in Hawaii's rainforest's waterfalls veiling. Hikes hand in hand. "This is the after," Ryan murmured. Toes in black sand. Alex nodded. Peace profound. Back stateside. Life layered. Alex's book tour east. Ryan's conferences north. Distance tested. But calls anchored love you to the horizon. Fall brought unexpected, positive test adoption inquiry. A boy from foster care. 5 years old with Ryan's stormy eyes and photo. Process stretched. Home studies probing. Parents. Caseworker asked. Alex faltered. Then firm. Us. Ready. Approval came winter solstice. Little Theo arriving bundled. Wide-eyed wonder. Spring 2030 thrummed new rhythm, Theo's giggles echoing. Bedtime stories blending poetry and salmon lore. Challenges crested, sleepless nights. Theo's tantrums echoing old fears. But unity deepened Ryan's lullabies. Alex's tales taming monsters. Jamie's visit, Uncle Judy's. Theo on shoulders. Laughter healing scars. Summer's heat wave tested, Theo's fever spiking. Heart pounding. Vigil held hands. Dawn breaking fever-free. We're enough. Ryan whispered. Alex echoed. Resolve steel. By fall. Family solidified Theo's first steps toward them. Words forming dada dual. Holidays multiplied. Evergreens tree trimming. Monterey's tide pools. Alex's third book dedicated to the holds that heal. Winter closed gentle. Snow rare dusting palms. As Theo slept, Ryan drew Alex close. From first smiles to this-swollen trade. Alex smiled back. Jamie's echo faint but fond. Too late to cry now. Isn't it? Laughter soft. Perfect timing. Theo's third birthday dawned with balloons bobbing like wayward dreams. The Monterey backyard a riot of color under relentless California sun. Alex woke to Ryan's kiss and Theo's squeal cake now. The boy's curls wild as the waves beyond. 3 years had woven them into tapestry, Theo's adoption papers framed on the mantel. His laughter the thread binding fractures. The party buzzed neighbors with coolers of sangria. Jamie and Lena arriving bearing a piñata shaped like a salmon. Nod to Ryan's obsessions. Uncle Jay. Theo barreled into him. And Jamie scooped him high, spinning until dizziness dissolved into delight. As candles flickered out Theo's cheeks, smeared chocolate, Alex caught Ryan's gaze across the picnic table. A silent toast amid the chaos. 3 years married. And the look still sparked, gratitude laced with the quiet fire of endurance. But later, as dusk painted the sky bruise purple and guests trickled away, Jamie lingered on the deck. Beer in hand, eyes tracing the horizon. You built this, he said to Alex. Voice low. The life. Proud of you. Alex clinked bottles. The gesture heavy with history. Could have been different paths. Jamie shrugged. Grin wry. Nah. This one's right. For all of us. Theo's arrival had reshaped rhythms, turning solitary evenings into orchestrated symphonies of sippy cups and story time. Alex adapted quickest, his writer's flexibility bending to nap schedules. Essays penned one-handed while Theo dozed on his chest. Ryan struggled more, works demands clashing with daddy duties. Guilt shadowing his returns home. Missed bath time again, he'd mutter, scooping Theo despite protests. Alex mediated. Gentle, you're here now. That's the verse that matters. Therapy lingered from Ryan's rough patch. Sessions unpacking provider's burden. Emerging with tools, date nights reclaimed. Theo's weekends with sitters allowing whispers in dark. Jamie's life paralleled. A mirror cracked, but mending. His food truck Desert Rose tacos gained cult following in San Diego. Lena's graphic designs branding the vibrant wraps. Parenthood beckoned, their daughter, Sophia, born that spring. A tiny storm with Jamie's curls and Lena's fierce gaze. Visits south became ritual, Theo entranced by baby sister. Cousins forging bonds and sandcastles. Look at us. Jamie marveled once. Theo and Sophia napping tandem. From boys skipping stones to this. Alex nodded. Pang Sweet, first love's legacy. Not loss, but lineage. Alex's career crested waves. Echoes of almost birthed sequels. Tides of us exploring fatherhood's undercurrents. Theo's anonymity veiled in metaphor. Tours expanded New York readings in indie havens. Audiences diverse, elders nodding wisdom. Youth clutching copies like talismans. Back home. Accolades mounted, lambda literary nod. Podcast invites probing. How queer love parents the future. Alex answered honest, messily, beautifully, with holds that don't let go. Ryan's projects scaled regional director now, bridging communities and coastlines. Grants flowed steadier, but bureaucracy bit, board meetings draining. Compromises chafing ideals. One autumn conference in D.C. He called late, fighting for scraps again. Feels futile. Alex. Tucking Theo in via video. Soothed. You're planting seeds. They'll grow. Return brought bouquets and apologies. Their reconciliation a dance relearned forgiveness the step. Touch the turn. Winter holidays blended traditions. Evergreen's snow-dusted farm for Christmas. Monterey's luminarias for New Year's. Alex's parents. Grandparents now to Theo. Doted mom knitting mittens. Dad teaching fly tying. Hooks glinting like promises. Never thought. Dad trailed once. Watching Theo chase fireflies. Me neither. Alex replied. But here we are. Ryan's family echoed. Oregon gatherings raucous with cider and carols. Sister Elena Theo's Auntie Elle spinning yarns of Ryan's boyhood mischief. Spring 2033 brought pivot, Theo's preschool enrollment. A milestone laced nerves. Drop-off day. His backpack bunny-eared. Alex lingered at the gate. Ryan's arm stealing. He'll thrive. Ryan murmured. Theo waved brave. Vanishing into color chaos. And Alex exhaled shatter. Pickup brought Tails finger paints. New friends and pride swelled. But adjustment rippled. Empty hours for Alex. Pages pouring freer. Ryan's travel peaking. Absences stretching. Jamie's calm mid-May shattered routine. Trucks blowing up. Investors circling. But. Thinking sell. Start over. Voice edge defeat. Alex drove south weekend next. Ryan minding Theo. San Diego's sprawl greeted truck parked curbside. Sophia toddling amid crates. Burnout. Jamie admitted over coffee. Lena nodding weary. The dreams devouring us. Counsel flowed, sabbaticals. Pivots Jamie to teaching culinary at community college. Lena freelancing fuller. You've got this. Alex urged. Like always. Jamie hugged fierce. Learn from the best. Summer's heat-baked ambitions. Alex's sabbatical a lignodrider in residence at a Big Sur retreat. Cliff's calling. Ryan joined weekends. Theo in tow. Tide pools teeming lessons. See the crabs. Sideways strong. But solitude stirred Alex, deep nights, journaling ghosts. Jamie's deployment scars. Ryan's unspoken fears of fathering flawed. Letters to self. You're enough. Teach Theo that. Fall reentry tested. Theo's separation anxiety flaring. Ryan's promotion pressuring relocation, whispers Eugene. Oregon. For headquarters shift. Debate reignited old fissures, roots versus rivers. Eugene's greener. Ryan argued. Map spread. For Theo. For us. Alex paced. And my work. Scattered. Nights cooled. Words weaponized. Always the anchor. Never the sail. Ryan recoiled. Trying to build. Not bind. Storm broke, Thanksgiving evergreen visit. Tensions taut under turkey's truce. Parents sensed. Mom's pie talk veering, families bend. Don't break. Post-feast walk. Ryan and Alex trailed snow-dusted path. I want us whole. Ryan said. Breath clouding. Not have by choice. Alex halted, cold biting. Then choose together. No ultimatums. Reconciliation slow, counseling via Zoom. Exercises in vulnerability letters read aloud. Fears named. Compromise bloomed. Ryan commutes. Base in Monterey. Heart in hybrid. Winter thawed resolve. Theo's holiday recital tiny shepherd in robe drew tears. Unity reaffirmed. New Year's. Waves crashing. They renewed informal. To Ben's navigated. Alex's next project sparked. Family anthology. Queer parents' voices. Theo's doodles interspersed. Spring 2034 flowered full. Jamie's pivot thrived classroom buzzing. Sophia's laughter soundtrack. Visit North, cousins camp out. Tents pitched under stars. Full circle. Jamie toasted s'mores. From woods to this. Alex clinked mugs. And beyond. Summer adventures. Road trip to Yellowstone. Geysers erupting metaphor. Theo's all mama earth burp. Dissolved tensions. Ryan's commute eased with remote days. Presence precious. By fall. Equilibrium held. Alex's anthology launched to acclaim. Theo's artwork on cover a stick figure family. Three hands linked. Readings resonated. Parenting as queer act of defiance. Back home. Ryan's project won award sustainable stretch lauded. Celebration dinner. Jamie video toasting. To the holds that evolve. Winter close content. Theo's 4th birthday piñata bursting. As candy rained. Ryan whispered to Alex. Our story's just beginning. Alex smiled. Jamie's first love a distant star. Ryan's embraced the constellation. Too late to cry now. Isn't it? Echoed soft. Answered in joy's chorus. Theo's questions began innocently. Like pebbles skipped across still water. Rippling wider with each toss. At 5. Sprawled on the living room rug with crayons clutched like lifelines. He looked up from his drawinga lopsided house with 3 stick figures under a rainbow arch. Daddy Alex. Why do some kids have 2 mommies or 2 daddies? The words hung casual. But Alex's heart stuttered. Marker pausing mid-sky. Ryan. From the kitchenette slicing apples. Froze mid-wedge. Eyes meeting Alex's over the breakfast bar, a shared glance of when did he notice. Alex knelt. Joining the carpet's chaos. Theo's paper crinkling under knees. Because love comes in all colors. Buddy. Like how the ocean's blue but holds every shade inside. Theo nodded solemn. Tongue tip out as he added yellow curls to one figure Ryan's. Unmistakable. So we have 2 daddies, 'cause you love each other lots. Ryan slid beside them. Apple slice offered his piece. Exactly. And that love made room for you. Theo beamed. Crisis averted. But the ripple lingered bedtime stories now laced queries, schoolyard whispers of normal families. Picture books poured for mirrors. Alex chronicled it in his journal. Entries blooming into essays for the anthology's sequel, Queer Kin, Raising Rainbows. Submissions poured trans dads on transitions. Lesbian moms weaving heritage. Editing nights stretched. Laptop glow casting shadows. Ryan reading drafts aloud by firelight. This'll change worlds. He'd say. Pride warming. But Theo's school loomed kindergarten registration. Open houses buzzing with parents in khakis. Questions veiled, both working. Alex smiled tight. Yes. Team effort. Inside. Armor braced for judgments unspoken. Jamie's family mirrored growth. Sophia. 3 now. Echoed Theo's curiosity why Uncle Alex kiss Uncle Ryan. Met with Lena's calm. Because love looks many ways. Like ice cream flavors. Their visits synced holidays, 4th of July barbecues. Theo and Sophia chasing sparklers. Jamie manning grill with tales of boot camp burns. Parenting's the real deployment. He joked. Flipping burgers. But depth surfaced post-kids' bedtime. Jamie's therapy unearthed deployments, ghosts, PTSD flares. Nightmares sand-scoured. Sophia grounds me. He confessed. Beer bottle sweating. But some nights. The convoy's still rolling. Alex gripped shoulder. You're not alone. Ever. Ryan's commute wore grooves. Eugene, weeks blurring Monterey weekends. Suitcase perpetual companion. Theo's confusion crested. Where Daddy re-go? Meltdowns followed drop-offs. Tiny fists pounding. Ryan's guilt compounded. Calls laced apology. Wish I could clone. Pivot brood. Ryan negotiates hybrid full-time. Office Tuesdays, Thursdays only. Board relents. Trust earned. Homecoming felt rebirth. Ryan's truck permanent in drive. Routines reknit. Summer 2035 sizzled with sabbatical. Family road trip to Grand Canyon. RV rumbling Red Rock roads. Theo's awe at vastness, bigger than ocean. Mirrored Alex's inner expanse. Campfires crackled stories. Ryan's farm fables. Alex's poetic riffs on layered stone. One dusk. Mules braying distant. Theo asked, was I in your tummy? Laughter soft. Truth tender, no. Buddy. But in our hearts. Always. We chose you. Like picking the best star. Sleep came swaddled in wonder. Fall's rhythm steadied. Theo's kindergarten debut backpack bulging. Hand double-clasped taut, tear-streaked, but triumphant. Pick up, tails tumbled. Miss Emily read dragons. I drew our family. Crayon masterpiece, 2 daddies. Boy. Rainbow house. Pinned fridge foremost. Alex's book tour aligned local San Francisco readings. Theo tagging for storytime segments. Audiences melted, he gets it. A mom whispered. Ryan's project peaked. River restoration ribbon cut. Salmon surging free. Celebration gala. Theo in tiny bow tie. Toasting juice to fishy friends. Winter holidays amplified joy. Evergreen solstice. Theo sledding with cousins. Grandparents' eyes misty at his chatter. Smart as his dad's. Dad grunted. Pride veiled. Oregon's New Year. Elena's puppet show for Theo. Ryan's sister a whirlwind aunt. Back home. Quiet epiphany. Letters to Theo's future self. Sealed with dreams. Spring 2036 bloomed bold. Theo's school play The Rainbow. Fish gassed him as the star. Scales glittered. Performance night. Theater hushed as he piped. I share my shine. Applause thundered. Jamie and audience hollering. Sophia clapping wild. After-party pie. Theater kid already. Lena teased. But pride shadowed. Theo's first bully brush your family weird met with teacher conference. Alex's essay fueling curriculum talk. Jamie's milestone, cookbook deal. From barracks to borders. Fusing military grit with fusion flavors. Launch party virtual. Theo reviewing bites, spicy good. Success spurred visit. Week in Monterey. Theo and Sophia's sleepover fort building. Daddy's porch talks deep. Sold the truck dream for this. Jamie reflected. No regrets. Alex nodded. Evolutions. Not endings. Summer's heat hatched plans. Hawaii return. Aloha shirts and ukulele lessons for Theo. Waves schooled resilience body surfing tumbles. Ryan's cheers, up again. Evenings luau lit. Hula swaying. Alex pen haiku in sand. Tides claiming. Fall deepened inquiries. Theo. 6 now. Schoolyard lore filtering. Daddy. What's gay? Alex knelt park bench. Leaves swirling. Happy. First. But also. When 2 guys or 2 girls love like me and Daddy Ree. Theo pondered. Cool. Like superheroes team. Ryan joined. Affirming. Best team. Home reinforced. Bookshelves stocked diverse. Dolls and pairs varied. Ryan's award season. Environmental grant. Speech on kinship with kin and kind. Alex beamed front row. Theo waving sign, go daddy fish. Winter's chill birth. Theo's sibling spark foster inquiry reopened. Waitlist long but hope lit. Holidays whispered wishes, stockings stuffed with baby toys. Theo's eyes saucer wide. Spring 2037 flowered full circle. Placement call, girl. 2. Braids bouncy Lila. Homecoming chaos, Theo's big brother badge pinned. Ryan's arms cradling. Nights blurred feeds and fairy tales. But harmony hummed. Jamie's sequel cookbook soared. Tour overlapping Alex's. Joint reading, food and words. Theo and Sophia stage-side munching samples. Summer solidified, family camp. Tense twin. Lila's coups. Theo's protection fierce. Bonfire vows renewed casual. To teams eternal. By fall. Quartet complete Lila's first steps to 4 hands. Alex's memoir, 4 Shades chronicled. Dedication to the loves that multiply. Winter closed grateful. Theo's 7th birthday rainbow-themed. As cake smeared. Ryan held Alex. Jamie's toast echoing distant. To holds that expand. Smile shared. Tears joy's kin. Too late to cry now. Isn't it? Laughter. Life's affirming yes. Lila's laughter tinkled like wind chimes in the Monterey breeze. A counterpoint to the deeper currents now shaping their days. At 3. She was a whirlwind of braids and boundless curiosity. Toddling after Theo's 7-year-old shadow with demands for up. Up. Alex watched from the garden swing. Notebook balanced on knee. Capturing the scene in fragmented prose, sisters chase. Brothers patient Pulov's endless game. Ryan. Knee-deep in compost. Unearthed worms for Lila's delight. His laugh booming as she squealed discovery. 8 years into parenting's odyssey. The chaos felt choreographed. Each role etched deeper. Theo's school evolved him second grade a forge of friendships and firsts. Sleepover invites tentative. Return with tales of ghost stories and midnight snacks. Missed you. Daddies. He'd confess post-event. Burrowing between them. Alex and Ryan tag-teamed. School runs divvied. Parent-teacher nights dual attended. One conference. MS. Rivera praised. Theo's empathetic shares lunch with the new kid. But added soft, some parents ask about. Your family. Ryan's jaw tightened. And I affirm. Diversity's our strength. Fist bump home. But vigilance sharpened books on allies donated. Assemblies advocated. Jamie's world parallel. Sophia. 5. Started kindergarten ballet. Tutu twirling her way into Jamie's heart anew. His teaching tenure bloomed community college classes packed. Students from vets to dreamers. Feeding souls now. He quipped on call. Lena's graphic studio thriving beside. Family fusion visits. Monterey meetups at aquarium. Theo schooling Sophia on sharks. Lila clapping seals. Cousin crew. Jamie dubbed. Photos framed in every home. Alex's 4 Shades crested waves national tour. NPR spots probing queer multiplicity in modern tales. Cities blurred. Chicago's windy readings. Atlanta's humid hugs from fans. Ryan joined segments. Theo's voice memos high. Book people. Love you. Appended. Homecomings healed. Lila's clingy cuddles. Theo's homework huddles. But travels told tally jet lag's fog. Ryan's solo parent stretches fraying. Need balance. He admitted post-Denver. Arms full Theo and Lila. Alex nodded. Tour ends soon. Then us time. Ryan's career crested to nonprofit expansion. Monterey Hub directing. Staff grew. Mints mentored. But admin avalanche buried. Emails eternal. Budgets battled. Saving rivers. Drowning in red tape. He'd vent. Porch pine in hand. Alex countered creative. Date nights, scripted picnics at Pfeiffer Beach. Purple sands under stars. Recharge ritual. Ryan called. Touch rekindling. Summer 2038 scorched with adventure. National Parks loop Yosemite's granite guardians. Zion's slot canyons echoing. Kids hiked harnessed. Lila's big rock. All endless. Theo's trail journals poetic mimic. Campfire circles deepened. Ryan's ecology lore. Alex's myth weaving. One night. Perseides streaking. Theo whispered. Daddy. Will Lila know about? First loves. Pause pregnant. Someday. Stories for grown-up hearts. Lila stirred. Mumbling dreams. Fall's harvest reaped routines. Theo's soccer debut jersey muddied. Goals glimpsed Drew sidelines roars. Lila's preschool, finger paints rainbow vivid. Alex's workshop launch, online queer writing circle. Global voices converging. Ryan's river cleanup, community plunge. Kids splashing solidarity. Winter holidays heartened. Evergreen's lights, Theo skiing slopes. Lila snowball soft. Grandparents' glee. Oregon's feasts, Elena's elf antics for kids. Ryan's boyhood home-haunted fond. Spring 2039 stirred shifts. Theo's questions deepened why no mommy. Met meta-narratives, families mixed like recipes. Yours, two daddies. One brother. One sister perfect blend. Books bolstered, Heather has two mommies updated. Our chosen stars. School's Pride Week. Theo's poster Love Wins Always hung hall prominent.